himself getting passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So Newhoff in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. He doesn't qualify as well as he races.
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haig deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And it definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down it towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed Morton forward up ahead. He's got out of line. It's now Pike going to have a go at Werrell. Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start trouble. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot have fun. Yeah, it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching. The Burger King machine's off into the grass a little bit there. Is that really bunching up now?
Standing out from the crowd is a challenge. You have the passion, courage, and ambition to do something extraordinary. You have an awesome story to tell and a wonderful vision to share with the world. At Eddie Videos, we take that vision and turn it into reality so you can be heard above the rest. You need something different, and we give you the ultimate advantage. We can help you transform your ideas, images, and clips into a professional video that brings your message to life and sets a new bar for excellence. Visuals, voiceovers, editing, animations, whatever you need, we've got it all. If you're a new business looking to make your mark or an experienced company searching for something new and amazing, we're here to help. Trust us to take your video to amazing levels of awesomeness.
Does he have it? Medeiros is going to get it. Medeiros is going to toss it. They haven't got it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such trouble. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the UkSimracers MX5 Season 4 of 2023, Round 7 from Road Atlanta. I am James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Mr. Zach Sweeney, a.k.a. Sween Dog, a.k.a. Sween Puppy, a.k.a. an amazing young gentleman who knows how to commentate, and it is Road America, not Road Atlanta. My mistake on that one. Let's keep you up to date with what is going on in the championship standings at the moment. In the pros, it is John Sylvester out in front with Jamie Ayres in second place. He is only 20 points back. Nope, 23 points back from John Sylvester. Tom Griffiths there, a further 10 points back on 7.84, with Pete Van Gaal on 7.63 in fourth. Miles Owens in fifth on 7.09, and Eamon Bramer on 6.69. Steve Everett in seventh on 6.40, with Pete Newman on 5.66, and Brian Holmes on 5.10. And you've got Ralph Callanan, Ches Rizzo, Lee Deemer, Charles Kellerman, Dan Hunt, Martin Sampson, Darren McLean and Jono Johnson. In the AMS, it is Arnold Chagnon out in front at the moment on 5.92. He has got 199 points over Roger Morton. He's doing an absolutely stellar job as Arnold Chagnon. Then we've got Darrell Wright in third with Andy Littler and Fiona Siddons tied for fourth and fifth. Colin Sanson on 2.32. Dan Lewis on 2.29 and Alan Toon on 1.85. Alexander Longo, Dale Bennison, Jason Addington, Steve Hansford, Mick Barry, and then Callum McPherson. Overall, in the team standings, it is SOB. They jumped Momo last week on 2,509 with Momo on 2,482. That is hotting up as we've only got a few rounds left to go. So this is going to be a very close team battle here, I think, and one that can go right the way down to the wire. Then we've got Orion Race Team, Results Clothing iRace Team there, Racing Team there in fourth. Work Guard by Result fifth. Air Smart Racing sixth. Safeguard by Result in seventh. Then you've got Pure Sims, Optical Green, Fix Auto Excite, DOF Reality, Optical Red, and Year One. Now in the championship that matters, it is the Prediction Cup. It is Ria Subra out in front on 982 points after coming in last week, I've got to be honest, with an absolute massive chunk of points. It was like 190 points, I think she gained last week. Then Phil across the pond on 959, and you got Zach Sweeney on 853, and then my good self in 4th on 703. Then you got David Ayres, Shadow N, Colin Sampson, Lee Deemer, Mikey Pollard, and Toxic Munchkin round out the top 10. Then Gary Walsh, Handsome Stew, Jason Hannington, Carl Hardy, Tyes Van Gaal, Dan Babbage, and Brian Holmes there as well. So it's getting very hot in that prediction cup there, Zach, as well. Welcome into the booth, dear sir. How are you?
I'm doing all right. A little bit less happy with the state of affairs at the moment in the Predictions Cup. I'll be honest. Purely because the last couple of weeks have been tough. I've had a couple of DNFs. I've had a couple of stinkers. But it's all right, because here in Road America, anything can happen. I have to say, this is one of my favorite circuits in the sort of the North American region. And I don't like many. In fairness, there aren't too many like standout ones in North America. Like, there's some good ones, but there aren't too many standout ones. Road America for me is a really good circuit. I mean, I've had a lot of good memories around Road America. I've had a lot of enjoyable commentaries of commentators. You know, pretty much anything under the sun here at Road America. It's a good circuit. I enjoy it, and I think these MX5s are going to enjoy it as well, because it's not, you know, I think it's the perfect blend between a club circuit and a Grand Prix circuit, in the sense that it's got all the characteristics of a club circuit, but it's also got the length and the width, I suppose, of a Grand Prix circuit. So you sort of get the best of both worlds here at Road America. So hopefully I can sort of have a little bit of some better luck in terms of the predictions, because it would be nice, because Ria's getting a little bit too big for her boots.
Yes, he is. I do fully agree with you on that one. Welcome in, Ria. Welcome in, Phil. Welcome in, David Ayres. I do like that comment, David Ayres. Good evening, gentlemen, and you, James. So thanks very much for that.
No, because I'm a gentleman and you're just James.
Yeah,
that's what it means.
Clearly. I obviously am there as well. Don't forget, guys, the new merch store is up and running now. We did manage to sort out the technical problems from yesterday, so you can click the link and go and get yourself some very interesting JPB merch. We haven't made it serious. We've had some fun with it. There's a new line of merch that's coming and stuff that's already there. So the Not Gonna Lie range apparently is my favourite saying now. I don't really notice that as much, but apparently people are saying it. So we're going to do a Not Gonna Lie range. So there's things like, not gonna lie, if the wife knew how much my sim rig cost, I would be here, with a picture of a gravestone underneath. So you can get yourself some merch up there. There's cups up there as well. There's mugs. There's a beanie hat, which I've ordered for myself because I do like it as well, which was designed by the good wife. So it has to be good. I'm not going to tell her it's not, because to be fair, it actually is. I quite like it. So you can go get yourself some of that as well. So check it out and have a look and see what you think, and grab yourself some fun stuff. As I say, it's nothing serious. It's nothing boring. It's all quite interesting, exciting stuff as well. And you just might, over the next couple of days, see a t-shirt dedicated to our very own Zach Sweeney as well. So there we go. We are into qualifying. We are waffling a little bit, guys, partly because it's like a 2.5 minute lap around here, and these cars are literally just started their first lap, even though we've only got 10 minutes left. I do love this circuit. I love Road America, and I think it's an amazing circuit. I love the section that we're on now with Pete Newman going down from the carousel down through the kink into hurry down to the bottom. I think it's absolutely amazing. I think this place represents racing in a way, and that long start finish straight, which I have expressed before, is longer than my high street. So it's going to be very exciting here as well, Zach, I think. And I think we could have some very close, exciting racing. And we know generally, specifically, we turn around and say, they're going to make overtakes here, they're going to make overtakes there, but this is the UkSimracers, right? The general overtakes can take place anywhere.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean,
you've got why do you say it like it's a debate? Why do you say it like it's a debate?
Well, no, because I was going through the track and I was like, yeah, that could work, that could work, that could work. There are a load there. Yeah, pretty much every corner on this track is an opportunity if you know how to do it. I mean, obviously you've got the fast right-hand kink, maybe not there, but everywhere else on the track is fair game, I think. I mean, turn 1 is doable. Yeah. Turn 2 isn't turn 2, so turn 3, which is now turn 2, that's an overtaken opportunity. Turn 4 isn't turn 4, so when we get to turn 5, which is turn 4, that is a downhill braking zone, which is heavy in a 90-degree left-hander. Overtaking opportunity, smack bam. Up the hill into turn 5, I'm going to call it. It's officially turn 6. I'll just go with the corner numbers as they are because, yeah, it makes more sense to do that, I suppose. But the Americans don't make any sense with their corner numbers anyway. No offense, Rhea, but into what is officially turn 6.
I have to agree they don't.
They don't. But yeah, into turn 6, you're uphill. You're coming off the back of turn 5, overtaking opportunity. Turn 7, overtaking opportunity. Turn 8, braking zone into a 90-degree left-hander, overtaking opportunity. The carousel, if you're lucky and if you've got a good run, by all means, go for a move. I've seen people in pretty much any discipline of racing go around the outside of the carousel. So it's doable. Just go for it. Just send it. The kink, no. Canada corner, yes, because it's a fast corner that you have to brake quite a lot for. And there's a little bit of runoff on the exit that you can use, so be it. Overtaking opportunity, 13, 14, both potentially overtaking opportunities. If not, they set them up. So every corner here has something to do with the battle in some way or another, and even if they are incorrectly named and numbered, then that's absolutely fine. But the bottom line is the way you drive them promotes overtaking. So yeah, let's bring it on. MX5's around Road America.
I think so as well. I think it could be absolutely amazing, to be honest. Alexander Longo is out on pole at the moment, and I'm out in front, which I think is absolutely amazing. Pete Newman, of course, hasn't got a lap from lap 1. That's partly due to an off-track that caused Pete some problems. So at the moment, we've got the arm of Alex... Well, not this time, because he's just gone round, unfortunately, there. So we'll pick up a Dale Benison here as well. Arnold Chagnon leading the AM fight. He's miles ahead at the moment. So I think, to be honest, I'd be surprised if anybody can catch Chagnon, but I'm not saying it's not impossible.
Yes. He's quick, right? It's Chagnon, that goes without saying. He knows what he's doing. When it comes to racing, he's very quick, and with each week as well, he starts to improve. But I have to say, Alexandre Longo has really impressed me. Also, just something about Frenchmen in the AM class, they seem to do well. Both Chagnon and Longo have fought each other for quite some time and have really sort of given each other a good run. I mean, right now Longo is ahead of Owen, Sylvester, Hefford, and Dan Hunt, all of whom have taken at least one race win, which is insane. So yeah, fair play to him. Of course, how long that stands is another thing. I do have to say though, 2.5-minute lap time, as there we go, Dan Hunt and Tom Griffiths both beat Longo and Newman and Ayres. But to be fair, it's not by like a huge margin. Then again, I say that they are all improving and it is becoming a little bit of a bigger margin. But it was fun while it lasted for Longo. I have to say that, yeah, a 2.5-minute lap time is very long for these MX5s.
It is. That's the thing, right? I do understand why leagues follow the official calendar, right? It's not like we do when we do the Clios or the GT4s or the TCRs, we plan tracks and stuff like that. And I do understand it. But I would love, to see these MX5s at club-style circuits. I think, like the ones like some of the Clios have been on. TCRs, for instance, were at Kota West this week as well, which is a circuit that doesn't get used at all. I'd love to see them at them kind of tighter circuits. I think they're well more suited to them. Sticking a 180 brake horsepower car at Spa, knock it out at 2:30 like we've got here, it does seem very, very long. And I do wonder sometimes if the guys would be better substituting some tracks in, some tracks out. Sandown, stuff like that, Mossport, that all works, Willow Springs, things like that. But Road America, Spa, Sebring would be another one into that category. It's like running Lords, isn't it? It would be horrendous. But I don't know. The only thing really is the racing's good, and we see good racing every single week from these guys. It doesn't matter what track we're really on. So I'm happy in that side of things with the racing. Yeah, could they go on club circuits, Snetterton, Knockhill, Brands Hatch, Indy? Maybe they could, maybe they can, and maybe they're suited to that. I don't know, but I do find longer circuits sometimes, when you're only doing, 7 laps, maybe, if that, in the 15 minutes, it does get a little bit long.
Yeah, it does. I can agree with that. obviously, but I don't think it takes anything really away from the racing as such, because here at Road America, there's overtaking opportunities. It's a fun circuit. These MX5s, well, it is a long lap. It's not like they're struggling, if you know what I mean. Like, if you take the Clios to Spa, then obviously they're going to struggle, like up the Come On Straight and things. They're going to be redlining. But I don't really think at any point here are the MX5s sort of, bouncing off the limiter or struggling for top-end pace. I do still think they're at home at Road America. But I think that just speaks more to the versatility and the use of these MX5s, is that you can take them to Knock Hill, you can take them to Snetterton, but you can also take them to Spa, you can take them to Road America. Don't take them to Sebring, because I hate Sebring, but you get the point, is that you can take them anywhere, and they just work, and they do feel at home. They bed in quite nicely. They're a nice middle ground, sort of between GT and a Clio, I suppose. Yeah, they're just a good step. Obviously, for those trying to get into sort of sports car racing and things, you want to have a rear-wheel drive car. Get in the MX5. I mean, for those who are more suited to front-wheel drive cars, obviously go from the Clio to a TCR, obviously. But if you want to go up the progression of rear-wheel drive cars, GT, maybe even then into prototypes or whatever, then it all starts in the MX5. That's where sports car drivers sort of begin in iRacing, and it is a perfect little car to do it. I love the MX5. I really, honestly cannot fault this thing at all. It's the perfect blend between agility, speed, and versatility, and also durability as well. It can take a ding.
Yeah, it definitely can. And don't get me wrong, the racing in the MX-5 is always great, and the car itself is great to drive. There was a tyre adjustment that come out, what was it, 2 or 3 seasons ago, that made it looser than Bambi on ice. But I think people have adapted to that. And as you say, it's one of the first cars you pick up in rookie, I believe, as well. So before you even start getting into the world of racing. So it has got that aspect where it is a good starter car. It is a good, beginning. It is a good progress car for people as well. Do I think it's suited to Spa? I can't answer that question honestly without saying no, to be fair. But round here it's going to work, I'm sure. We've got 22 cars ready to battle it out. We've got 21. I think Colin Sampson is not making it this evening either, and neither is Jason Haddington. So we'll see what happens with these guys. I think it's going to be interesting racing. I think we're on for 6-7 laps at the most, I think. So let's see what happens here as well. David Ayres, the wheel arches look weird on Pete Newman. Okay. I don't know, unless he's gone and hit something there as well. Right, let's talk about race 1, Mr. Sweeney. It's that time again. Who are you going for in race 1? Get your race 1 votes in now, guys, as well. 2 minutes to go. That's it. After that, no more votes will be counted. So if you are here and you do want to get yourselves involved in the Prediction Cup, get your race 1 in now.
Pete Newman.
Jamie Ayres.
All right, cool.
David Ayres, Rio Raccoon, and any of the other ones here as well that wants to get involved, you can. Just tell me who you think. Mr. Newman for me. That's the top of the leader. That's like supporting Man United when they win the championships over and over. But now look at them. I'd like to point out as well, guys, while we are talking about that, my mighty Tottenham Hotspur is top of the league as well, clear on their own. So.
About as many as Craig Jones.
Not since 1990, I think it was the last trophy. But anyway, Ria, who are you going for in race 1? Unless I've missed it already. So, let's see. Come on then, guys. Get them in. 55 seconds. Ayres. Good shout.
Not bad.
Not bad. Anybody else who wants to get involved, just type your driver in there as well. Hunt for you. Yeah, saw yours earlier, Phil. Don't you worry. I got you, bud. I got you. Here, as we're coming to the end now, it's about 36 seconds, so all of these laps are going to be in vain. The only one that might have made a difference is Andy Littler, but he's stopped out on track. He's testing his start procedure, so that's nice. So let's see how we get on here as well. If you have joined us, guys, you've got 20 seconds to get your predictions in to join the Prediction Cup as well. We are obviously 7 rounds in, but we are still adding people because, why not? Let's make it fun between everybody and see how everyone goes here as well. So have a shout. If you want to get involved, type your name in. You have got precisely 3 seconds on the clock plus the gridding time of 2 minutes. And then the predictions for race 1 will be closed. But there we go. go. Here is the grid for race 1. Pete Newman out in front with E1 Bramer and Jamie Ayres. Then John Sylvester in 4th, Miles Owens 5th, Dan Hunt 6th, Tom Griffiths in 7th. Longo leading the AMs in 8th with Steve Hefford 9th, Darrell Wright 10th, Darren McLean 11th, and Lee Deemer in 12th. Then you've got Charles Kellerman, Dale Bennison, Ralph Cullen, your top 15. Arnold Chagnon, Roger Morton, Callum McPherson, Andy Littler, Sir Alan Toon, Mick Barry, and then as I say, I don't think Colin Sansom is actually making it here this evening as well. So not long to go before we get this up and running. Let's see who will come out on top. Will it be Ayres? Will it be Newman? Sylvester, the championship leader? Or will it be E1 Bramer? Well, we're going to find out very, very shortly who it's going to be here once more. And it's going to be exciting as we go to Road America. Pete Newman on pole position. There he is. I'll have a look round the car for you, David Ayres, just to see if you can really see whatever it is you're talking about, as I can't. So, not sure what's up with Pete Newman's wings. Doesn't look like anything's wrong with him. What is that annoying little bit sticking out the front of the MX5? I've never noticed that before. Oh, it's the tow cable. So there we go. Right. Lights are on, ladies and gentlemen. Are you all ready for this one as we're going to get this round up and running? The first heat of the evening is underway, and it is Newman who's got it off the line with E1 Bramer and Jamie Ayres sitting in 3rd. John Sylvester, Miles Owens under attack by Dan Hunt here as well as they're running down into turn 1. But it is going to be Newman on the brake. I think going into 1, he will take the whole shot lead. Jamie Ayres is pushing E1 Bramer to side by side going into 2. Everybody at the moment, as far as I can see, has made it through cleanly. Here's Zach, and a great start from Pete Newman with Jamie Ayres, E1 Bramer, and John Sylvester behind him.
Yeah, indeed. So side by side as they run their way in towards turn number 2, the second braking zone of the circuit. Pete Newman with a good launch, but same too for Jamie Ayres. A little bit of a kerfuffle in the background, as you can see. Tom Griffiths trying to decide 6th place with Miles Owens, but also trying to pick his way up past and ahead of the Englishman Dan Hunt as well, just ahead of him. He's going to be interested in keeping that 5th place and also working his way forward. No changes at the front, as you can see, but maybe Ewan Bramer going to send a move. Too wide, too deep as well in the fight for 5th, side by side for 2nd, as Ewan Bramer does spark that move for 2nd. Meanwhile, Pete Newman is going to be taking this opportunity to try and run away. Yeah,
he definitely is. I think he can go up through turn 7. Ewan Bramer's off the side of the circuit. A little bit of contact with Jamie Ayres. He's now not going to give up. Here's the Dutchman over the Welshman. He is going to keep fighting. They're all clustered in that middle pack at the moment. There's a 1.2 second gap back to Roger Morton, but the front currently at the moment, as you can see, it's literally 4-5 seconds. Give it to 13th with Charles Kellerman here, who is nestled in the backside of this pack at the moment. He is doing a stellar job trying to keep up with everybody. You can see there in front, it is Ayres, Bramer, Sylvester, Hunt, Griffiths, Owens, Hefford, Deemer, Longo, Darren McLean, and Darrell Wright. So they're all getting very bunched up for the very first time. Down through kettle bombs into Canada corner. We're going to be going now. Top right-hander on the brakes. You want to open it up here, Zach, and let it run wide just a little bit over that edge of the curb.
Yeah, obviously don't push the limits too much, because you'll very quickly find yourself in the wall, then into Canada corner. As I say, you've got a little bit of runoff to use there on the exit, so make the most of that as much as you can push the limits. Up through 13 and into 14, obviously quite a nice flowing complex of corners, especially 13. 14 is vital because you've got to get the power down. It's a very steep incline up the pit straight, so it's all about getting the exit, keeping the revs up and the minimum speed up as high as possible, is to not bog down as you rise up over the crest to start this pit straight. You can see right on board with John Sylvester that he is close to the back end of his teammate, but they do have to be mindful, because the more they fight, which SOB aren't impartial to, they will go for moves on each other. Jamie Ayres going for the move on Pete Newman. Here comes Ewan Bramer. Which way is he going to go in this fight? He's not. He actually is. He's going to send the move, thinks about this move to the inside of Pete Newman. who himself, I think, was just more interested in tucking behind Ayres and allowing him through.
I think the thing with E1 Bremen there, though, Zach, is the fact that he didn't have anywhere to go. The guys braked a little bit earlier than I thought the Dutchman expected. And then, of course, he had to move to the right, otherwise there would have been contact with Newman. And the last thing he wants to do is push Newman off the side of the circuit already on lap 2. So he had to move to the right-hand side there as well. I don't believe there was an intention of a move. I still believe that it was literally the fact that he had to do that to try and avoid Newman. Newman's now parked it in the middle of the track. He's going to go up the inside on top of the car of Ewan Bremer here as well, but Jamie Ayres comes out in front currently, doing an absolute stellar job. Looking back from Bremer's car, here comes Hunt, Sylvester, Griffith is in the middle with Miles Owens, Longo and Steve Everett as well. Look how close, we can literally read everything on the front of Dan Hunt's car as he's very, very close. He's looking up, going up the inside now as they're coming into turn 8. Is he going to make it through? Bremer's late on the brakes there as well. There was almost contact with Newman in front, but the battle rages on. It still commences all the way through as well. One person that is struggling is Lee Deemer from the Orion race team here. He's got Kellerman right behind him at the moment, and then they have got a bit of a gap to Dale Benison, who's got Cullen and Barry, McPherson, Toon, Littler, and that's it on that one. But yeah, the front battle still going on here, Zach. I don't think they're going to give this up yet, and with that long straight coming up from turn 14 up to turn 1, I'm sure they're going to swap even more places.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it at all. I mean, these guys are insane. You can see the braking difference. Pete Newman nearly into the back of Jamie Ayres into Canada corner. That definitely was contact, but I think Pete Newman just was able to slow it down enough. Now obviously is the important bit. How close can he stay through 13 into 14? Ayres ever so slightly offline, puts the advantage back to Newman, who's got Bremer, Hunt, Sylvester, Griffiths, Owens, Longo and Hefford all behind him. So you can definitely sort of empathise with the pressure that each and every single one of these drivers are feeling. Their nose to tail as they emerge up over the crest on the pit straight. Who's going to be the one to blink first? Who's going to be the one to make the move into turn 1?
Oh, here we go. They're going to go 3 wide. Bremer's decided enough's enough. He wants that inside line. Jamie Ayres is on the outside there as well with Dan Hunt and John Sylvester in the mix. Griffiths is a little bit of door rubbing from Newman and Ayres at the moment as well as they're going down into turn 3. I'm not classing turn 2 because that is it there. That is not a corner in my eyes. As they go round turn 3 now, Newman manages to tuck the nose back in, but I don't think he's going to be done. I have this funny feeling it's going to continue on down the marine sweep, down into turn 5 here with Newman in under all sorts of pressure. Jamie Ayres trying to get alongside with Dan Hunt as well. Ayres is trying everything. Newman's parked it in the middle of the circuit. He's going to have both wide doors side open at the moment. Newman's going to make it through. I think Dan Hunt almost as well. Hunt gets a little bit squirrely. He's now under pressure. 2 wide, 3 deep. Going into turn 6 here, the left-hander, and Newman sends it in deep there. Takes that place again away from Jamie Ayres, but boy, oh boy, are they looking like they're fighting here tonight. Everything has come out. They're throwing literally everything at each other at the moment, including whatever they can find in that car. This battle rages on here, Zach. I think it's going to carry on for the next 8.5 minutes, and I don't think that lead's cemented for Ewan Bremer just yet.
I'd love to see these guys play Mario Kart together because I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Can you imagine that?
Oh yeah, throwing bananas at people. The SOB cars would have an absolute field day throwing stuff at each other. But they're still winning in the team's championship, so we can't really say much about them in that regard. This season has been a lot better for them. Regardless of which, we've got Ralph Cullinan fighting away with Charles Kellerman. Oh my god, these two. Anyway, they're on the back of Dale Benison, who's got... There's no resemblance to Cullinan or Kellerman in that regard, so it's the charge of the tongue twisters on the back of Benison. God forbid those two ever team up. Because we'd be in for one hell of a season. Yeah. Into Canada corner, you can see Cullinan going to the inside of Benison. He picks his way through. It's then Charles Kellerman's turn to have a bit of a look. However, maybe not, because Dale Benison launches a counter-attack. Is it going to be enough to get himself ahead of the Irishman? I don't quite think so on this occasion. Also, we've got stops for the lead. Pete Newman down to 4th. Ayres back into the race lead. Yeah,
it's still not going to be done. I'd love to sit there and say Ayres is going to win, but Hunt is now in 2nd. Bremer's 3rd. Newman's 4th. with Sylvester as well. Newman's now going for the inside line over Bramer on that run down into turn 1. Jamie Ayres isn't really on the defensive. The door's wide open for Dan Hunt. If he was just a little bit braver to send it up that inside, he would be doing a stellar job of holding that one, but he didn't really have a go, did he, Dan Hunter, that time around? However, Newman is still having a go, and Griffiths is trying to get involved on the inside of Sylvester once more, with Hefford behind it, and Longo still in the mix. This is that run down into Moraine Sweep now. We've got Jamie Ayres and Dan Hunt out in front currently at the moment here, battling away on their way down into turn 5. Then we're going to have the further back action once more here as well, with Newman, Hunt and Ayres are side by side. Hunt's gone for it. In comes Newman and Bramer. Newman goes late. Tom Griffiths too wide with John Sylvester as well. They're battling away. Ayres is not giving this up, Zach. He's not giving it up, is the Welshman. It's like he's got that Welsh dragon spirit in him this evening, and it's absolutely rocking.
He is. He's doing a brilliant job. Jamie Ayres, as he does week in, week out. It also took me like 2 seasons to realise that his name is spelled J-A-I, not J-A-M-I-E. I didn't notice that for so long. But anyway, yeah, he's got a different way of spelling his name. He's definitely got a different way of driving, because whatever it is, it's very good. Top notch from Jamie Ayres so far this season, to be fair to him. He's just, I don't know what it is. He just, every week he finds a way. Right, he might not be the quickest on track. He might be off the pace by 2/10. He'll still win. He'll still get second. He'll still be in the podium. Even the reverse grid race, he just carves his way forward, and he is a phenomenal driver. Right now, he's going to spark a move for the lead. Dan Hunt doesn't really put up too much of a defense as they run their way towards Canada Corner. It's the inside for Jamie Ayres. It's the outside for Dan Hunt, who is going to give up the lead, maybe even second place as well. As you can see, Pete Newman trying to claw his way back to the front, but a slow exit from Jamie Ayres sees Dan Hunt launch straight back for the lead.
Yeah, down through 13. Is it A or B? I'm not sure. 13A, I think Billy it is, going into turn 14 now. Why it just could be 13, 14 and 15 is literally beyond me. Jamie Ayres is out of sorts here. I'm not going to lie, Zach. He is not sitting where I would expect him to try and take a position away. Dan Hunt's pushing Pete Newman. The bump draft is strong, but here comes Ewan Bramer with John Sylvester bumping each other along like it's watching a NASCAR race. 2 wide, 3 deep down into turn 1. This is only going to end one way. Is it going to end that one way? Oh, nope. We are 2 wide, 4 deep on the run down into turn 5 as well. Completely forgot we were not in an official race. If that was an official, well, they all would have got off at that point.
100%, yeah. Absolutely. So these guys obviously getting a nice relief from the officials they've been doing all week, because they actually get some close, respectful racing. Here you can see Pete, it's Ewan Bramer on the back of Dan Hunt, I should say. Pete Newman just behind them. I'm sure practically pushing Bramer through as well. You've probably got 6 cars that are exactly like this, all queuing up and exactly like that. The SOP car, you can see Sylvester trying to pick his way past Newman, side by side for the lead. As Sylvester, no way was he going to try that. Absolutely not. Side by side for the lead, up over the hill and into turn 6. Oh, please end well.
Oh, 2 wide, 4 deep, I believe, if not more there. These guys are literally going for it. You can see, do you know the thing is for me, right? I'd love to sit there and say that it's going to be Bramer's, it's going to be Ayres, it's going to be Newman's. But knowing my luck, I could see Hefford coming through and taking it as well. He's slowly making his way up here, is Steve Hefford. He's in 2 places at the moment, the man with the yellow roll bar in the Momo. But you've got Miles Owens, you've got Tom Griffiths, and I tell you what, if Alexander Longo comes through and nails it, wow, that's going to be absolutely epic. That will be like a Mick Barry moment all over again.
That is true. That would be insane. I mean, yeah, there's no other way really to put that. Oh my goodness me. Miles Owens in the background. Steve Hefford, I think, went off a little bit as well. Side by side for the lead anyway. Potentially even 3 wide as well. Jamie Ayres trying to thread the needle through. Dan Hunt on the inside. It's Bramer on the left into Canada Corner. It's the outside line, of course. He's got that runoff to use, but he's not quite got the pace in his pocket. Pete Newman now trying to capitalise on some slow pace ahead of him. They fly in formation, of course. The leader, the 2 in the middle, and then the 1 trailing in behind as well. Dan Hunt doing a brilliant job, but we're coming into the final stage of race 1. There's the send from Jamie Ayres into turn 14. It's unorthodox unorthodox that you see moves done there, and it's hurt him because now Bremer's the one with the advantage.
Oh, he needs to be behind somebody. He cannot, Jamie Ayres, be tucked up like he was last time. It was almost reminding me of a NASCAR race at Dega or somewhere like that, where you get strung out without the draft and you end up going backwards. But look at the SOBs through the middle. Jamie, John Sylvester and Ewan Bremer. No! 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 Oh, man! On a straight, boys! On a straight! I think Bremer... No! Oh, Sylvester!
Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch.
Oh, man! That's gotta hurt. That has got to hurt that you've just crashed on a straight. Oh.
But there's Tom Griffiths, and he's quietly picked his way into second with the move to the inside of 5. Pete Newman somehow still in the mix as well after dealing with all of that. Up over the crest at 6. Yeah, to be fair to him, I honestly thought that was game over for him, but he's still 4th, now 3rd, potentially 2nd. Ewan Bremer, have to say to him, he's done a really good job of keeping his nose clean in this race. He's still got, well, actually, no, this is the last lap.
Yeah, it is final lap of the race. Jamie Ayres is still running, Rhea. Oh. I'm not
it's
sure.
Not that bad.
Yeah, it'll brush out, it'll dab out. Bit of duct tape here, a little bit of duct tape there. He might make. No, I don't believe he's. No, he didn't. Sad times. So DNF, I believe, unless he does count, because he did.
The MOT.
Yeah, unless he did count, as he did get onto the last lap here. Bremer here as well, but it is Griffiths with Newman still in 3rd. Newman survived that incident. It all come from Sylvester, who ended up making contact with Daniel Hunt, and then Dan Hunt went across the front end of Sylvester, went ploughing into Jamie Ayres. We saw Jamie Ayres' car, and that was the end of that one. But I think it's going to be an Ewan Bremer win here. Is it going to be anybody else after that? Well, we'll jump onto the chopper, but I think Ewan Bremer's going to take this victory, Zach. He's miles ahead. He manages to survive. What's going to happen further back? I believe it is going to be Griffiths. Is it going to be Griffiths? Sylvester slots in behind him. Newman's losing pace as he gets to the line. Is Miles Owens going to get there? He is not going to get there currently at the moment. Roger Morton and Arjun Yonye in the AMs. They're battling away there as well. And, well, not really a lot to say about that lap. Apart from the fact that my poor driver ended up down.
And Rhea's poor driver. More importantly, Rhea's.
Well, that's a bit harsh. I could have won then.
Well, yeah, but you could have. Honestly, I don't even mind that Pete Newman's 4th. Like, that's fine. I can live with that.
Yeah, that's because you're scoring points.
20th. Exactly. So I don't mind. Almost whatever.
Bump drafting should not be allowed, said David Ayres. Well,
No,
it should be allowed, but you can't. I think the thing with bump drafting, whenever you do it, and you've got to do it in a point where it's got to be square, and I think John Sylvester kind of come off the line and unfortunately straight into the side of Jamie Ayres, so that was a little bit unfortunate. Right, race 2, ladies and gentlemen, it is a top 12 reverse. That's going to be the only time I'm going to say it, but here are the final results from race 1. Ewan Bremer is in 1st place with Tom Griffiths in 2nd, John Sylvester 3rd, and Pete Newman in 4th. Then you've got Miles Owens in 5th, Alexander Longo 6th, Steve Hefford, Roger Morton 7th and 8th, with Arnold Chagnon in 9th, Lee Deemer, Darren McLean, the Irishman of Ralph Cullinan is going to be on pole with Charles Kellerman, Dale Bennison, Callum McPherson, Darrell Wright, Mick Barry and Andy Littler. Then you've got Dan Hunt, Jamie Ayres, Alan Toon there as well. And we know we've got no Colin Sanson. Zach, who you go for in race 2, dear sir?
Top 12, innit? Do you know what? Good question. I'm going to go with Griffiths for this one, because he just quietly drove that race, and he finished 2nd. So, yeah.
Okay. I am... you know what? Because I said he looked like he was going to be flying, I'm going to go with Steve Peppard, I think. I'm going to have a chat, have a punt with Steve Hefford here. Phil Bramer. Ooh, okay. Sylvester for me, says David S. Okay, David. Rio, who you going for in race 2? Top 12 reverse. Top 12. You got about another 10 seconds and then I'm taking the results off. Because I'm nice like that.
He's not.
I'm wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Oi.
I didn't.
Behave yourself. Hardcore.
Or what?
Unfortunately, there's nobody in the race called Hardcore. Owens. Ooh. Okay. Is that everybody for race 2? We are going in now. We've got a brief little 5-minute warm-up. Well, 2.5 minutes to go. So, well, that's... I'm trying to put it diplomatically, right? And normally when I see people crash on a straight, I really can't see how they can crash going down a straight, Zach, but yet can go 2 wide, 4 deep round turn 6. I'm a little bit confused by that one.
Yeah. It's a bit weird, to be honest. As you say, it's they can run side by side through everywhere else, just not a straight line. It is literally the easiest bit, but to be fair, it's where you get the most action because of the slipstream. Everyone's so closely packed together. In a corner, you have 1 or 2 wide or whatever, and it's manageable. On a straight, you get the driver you were side by side with off the last corner, you get the driver behind, and then you all catch the driver in front. So very quickly, you've gone from 2 cars side by side in a corner to 4 cars gaggled around each other on a straight, all trying to push for positions, all trying to find the inside, all trying to go for a gap. And miscommunications happen, mirrors get missed, and collisions happen. It's understandable. We've all been there on a straight where you're going at the highest speed possible. Right, it's when people say, like driving on a dual carriageway is the easiest you'll do because you're just driving in a straight line. But it's when it's the time you have to be most aware because you're driving faster. There's, further stopping distances. You have to be so alert. There's shorter reaction times that you have to cater for. So yeah, in theory, it's the easiest time, but you have to continuously be so incredibly alert of everything that's going on around you because as soon as you're not, and someone spins in front of you, or there's contact, or someone squeezes you into a gap that isn't there, you have to be able to react and within 0.2 of a second come up with the right solution for it. So, yeah, as I say, driving in a straight line, easy peasy. Driving in a straight line when there's 6 other cars around you all fighting for first place, not as easy, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that I get, but as we know on a dual carriageway, only a fool breaks the 2-second rule. Highway code, leave 2-second gap between you and another car. That would be amazing. That does give you a little bit longer to react, just pointing that out. Obviously, with racing cars, we don't quite do that because we like getting as close as possible. So let's bring you up the grid for race 2. This is going to be a tough one. Ralph Cullinan out in front with Darren McLean, Lee Dima, Arnaud Chagnon, and Roger Morton, your top 5. Then you got Steve Peppard, Alexander Longo, Miles Owens, Pete Newman, and John Sylvester, your top 10. Tom Griffiths and Ewan Bramer rounds out your top 12 with Charles Kellerman, Dale Bennison, Callum McPherson, Darrell Wright, Mick Barry, Andy Littler, Dan Hunt, Jamie Ayres, and Sir Alan Toon, the last man on the grid. Obviously, we've got no Colin Sanson here as well. We could take a look around the results at Clothing iRacing team car there. That is driven by the Irishman, that is Ralph Cullinan. He's always been there or thereabouts, young Zach, but he's never quite been able to wrap up that win, has he?
He needs to, because there's been like 3 times I think I've voted for him to win, and he's done really well until he hasn't. But anyway, he's got 15 minutes. let's see if he can prove himself here at Road America.
Here we go, lights are on, 5 lights, and we're found running. We are green, green, green for Heat 2 of the UkSimracers MX5 live from Road America. And at the moment it is Ralph Cullinan holding station. Everybody is in where they should be. Pete Newman's the only man that's gained a position at the moment, and he's overtaken Miles Owens on that run down into turn 1. Hard on the brakes they go. Are they all going to make it through? It looks like it this time. What's going to happen at the back here as well? Even Sir Alan Toon, good job, made it through that one. But Ralph Cullinan, Lee Deemer, Darren McLean, Roger Morton, Arnold Chagnon going side by side. Darren McLean and also Lee Deemer there. Now Roger Morton's in the mix once more, and this is the first run down the marine sweep here before we get down into turn 5, and it is the Irishman of Cullinan. They're 3 wide further back, and here comes Steve Hefford. He has literally made up 2 places on that back straight alone, and now he's going to have the inside for Arnold Chagnon. Job done, Steve Hefford. Is he going to go for the 3rd one? No, he's hard on the brakes. Morton and McLean make contact there as well, unfortunately. Cullinan, Chagnon, Hefford Longo with Pete Newman right behind him. Rough start there because there was going to be a nice little battle, but unfortunately, Zach, this happened.
See if we can digest it. Downhill into turn 5 naturally is going to be a little bit more chaotic than you'd think, because you're going with gravity. You've got a brake earlier. It was, to be fair, I was going to try and describe a root cause of that. It was just, there were so many routes. It was just a massive oak tree worth of incident, to be honest, because it happened from so many different angles. And it's lap 1 for you, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it definitely is. Don't forget, obviously, with Cullinan and Chagnon battling away here as well. So, great job here with Chagnon and Hefford fighting it out for 2nd place. Cullinan's made the jump, the Irishman. He's had his Guinness, he's had his whiskey, and he is off. He has gone. Why, Mick Barry has got Miles Owens, Darrell Wright, Jamie Ayres right behind him as well at the moment as all the other cars come rushing past. But it is going to be Miles Owens. He looks like the move over. Mick Barry going down into Canada corner. Didn't make it through this time. He's going to try to come back. Chagnon Longo a fight out. Steve Evans made the jump. He's now in 2nd place. Here's this man here from England battling away. Newman's coming, no Zach. Newman's coming with Longo his next target.
Let's see what Newman's got as he's already pulled alongside. Up over the crest, but he's without the slipstream, which you can see is helping Longo stay just in contention on that left-hand side into turn number 1. But you can see Chagnon being a little bit nicer to Newman, obviously naturally because that's the AM fight. So Chagnon moving over, allowing Newman to find a way through, maybe into turn number 1, but later on the brakes from Longo, fair play, but Newman just nips his way, releases the pressure going into the apex, takes the inside line. Ralph Cullinan cutting some grass on the outside. He's still fine, he's still in the mix, but not for very long. There goes the move from Steve Hefford.
Oh, Ralph. Still didn't quite make it. He still hasn't made it. He's now got to put his head down. Has the Irishman. He's got to think, oh well, and move on. Pete Newman's trying to send it 3 wide here as well on the run down into marine sweep. Chagnon, Cullinan and Newman going at it as they're coming towards us now. Who's going to take this in the front there as well? Cullinan backs out. Oh, Newman straight into the back of Hefford, and here comes Ralph Cullinan. Takes that lead again. Lee Deemer going at it with Arnold Chagnon. Newman's in the bridge. He's in the bridge. Oh no!
Oh.
John Sylvester's in the bridge as well. Oh, Pete Newman. No. Oh.
I'm glad I got my Pete Newman pick out of the way.
Sylvester as well, though. Sylvester as well. Well, all right, clearly not, but it was. Yeah, he's rocking damage, look. Steering in that car. Coming through that carousel. He's well over steering into the carousel. What is he going to be like on the straight? Oh, he is hands down there as well, but Darrell Wright in the mix with Dan Hunt right behind him. There's a swap for the lead. Hefford's going for it once more, but there he is on the right-hand side, and Ralph Cullinan's going to be coming through. Cullinan loses the lead again to Hefford. Hefford runs wide. Cullinan's going to have the inside. Going into 13A, the Irishman. He's not giving it up here, Zach. He's got that spirit. He's got that hot toddy, and he's doing an absolutely stellar job.
He is. I mean, to be fair, to be racking up against Steve Hefford is mightily impressive. So Ralph Cullinan, come on. I mean, today's the day, right? Until it's not. I'm going to say that until it's not. Not that it's commentator's curse. It's just Ralph Cullinan, unfortunately, having a little bit of a skill issue sometimes. But I hope, for his sake, that he does well. Whether it's a win or whether it's a podium, whatever it might be. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Nice one. Put that on a t-shirt. Anyway, Steve Hefford into turn number 1. You can see Sean Yunier battling away with Tom Griffiths in the background. I don't help myself. Yeah, all right. Good night.
The Irishman who might wee in the cab as he's driving along there as well. Roger Morton and Sir Alan Toon. Morton's going to go up the inside of Alan Toon. Ewan Bramer trying to get onto the back of Longo, and Jamie Ayres there as well with Miles Owens, Dan and Darrell Wright all in the mix. But can the Irishman, who's going to go wee very quickly past Steve? He has made it through, Zach. He went wee, and up he went.
Oh, I don't know whether or not to laugh or cry. It's just sad, really, isn't it? It's alright. It's not my career or anything. It's just whatever. And ironically enough, James is wetting himself. It's yeah.
Oh, crying.
You know when your missus asks, "Oh, babe, how was work?" "Oh yeah, I joked with a 17-year-old boy about wee." As you do.
You say,
"Honey, what's buying my Christmas present this year?"
You said
you
it.
just show her this clip. I just give up.
Oh my God, my jaw is hurting. Oh, right. I'd like to point out, you said that. Side by side down into Canada corner we go here as well with Hefford, with Cullinan. Deemer's in the mix. Griffiths there as well. Hefford runs a little bit wide. He's going to take that inside line. Cullinan gets the job done. Is Deemer going to have the room round 13A? He's not. Hefford's going to come over to Browner Hill. I think it's still going to be Steve Hefford in second place. Deemer's not giving up that inside line at the moment though, Zach. Deemer's still having a go here. And now it's whoever Cullinan wants to give that draft to. Me personally, I'd probably give it to Lee Deemer, I'm not going to lie, because the last person I want coming at me is a very fast Steve Hefford.
Yeah, probably. So build as big of a safety barrier between you and him as you can, as there he goes to the right hand side. Let's see what Griffiths can do. Of course, already up 8 places. Sean Yunier just to his left. He's going to barge his way through. He's going to thread the needle. He goes for 2 and 1. Beautifully done from Steve Hefford. Up the inside, takes the apex, takes the track, takes the racing line, and up into 3rd place. Back down the drop towards what is not, well, is turn 2, because turn 2 is not turn 2, and turn 3 is not turn 3. It's turn 2. Anyway, side by sides here, we've got Jamie Ayres fighting away with Alexandra Longo for 7th, and they're all locked in a fight. The entirety of the top 10 nose to tail.
Yeah, they are at the moment, and it's still the Irishman out in front. He's got the ever-looming Lee Deemer with Steve Hefford behind him here as well. Hefford's going to go up the inside. Is he going to get Cullinan at the same time? He's not at the moment. The only good thing for Cullinan is he hasn't got Kellerman right next to him. Now Hefford takes the inside line away from Lee Deemer, who's trying to go up the inside of 6. There's definite overlap there as well. Deemer's going to have to leave room because Hefford is going to be coming. If you're going to pinch him, he's going to literally still be there. for Dima. He's got to be a little bit careful with that because Hefford's not given up. And the problem is for Dima, if he pinches Hefford, it's all going to go wrong for the pair of them. They're 3 wide, near enough further back as well, with Jamie Ayres in the mix with Long Go. Dima's still running side by side with Steve Hefford. Hefford gives him room on the exit once more as they're coming into Carousel. I don't think they're going to give up. It's still going to be 2 wide. We have Lee Dima and Steve Hefford side by side on that run down the kink now, Zach. From 11 to 12, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here.
Yeah, it is. Let's have a look. How far into this race are we? To be fair, we've only got a handful of laps left to go. Probably, what, 2 left after this one? And that is wide. That's way too wide for Steve Hefford. He's off the road. He invites both Tom Griffiths and the likes through. There we go, side by side. You can see now Lee Dima, of all people, into the mix. Nicely done from him. As side by side they go in towards Canada Corner. That is going to not end well, you'd presume. But in fairness, they've managed to get through cleanly. Nicely done.
They are. Hefford still hanging on to that 3rd place, but Ewan Bramer from SOB still having a go. Can Ralph Cullinan do it for 2 more laps here as well? Bramer's on the defense from Jamie Ayres. Sean Yonye's trying to slot in with Dan Hunt at the same time. Alexander Longo, Miles Owens right behind him here as well. But we go on that run once more. This very long road down to turn 1. We have got Cullinan, we've got Griffiths, we've got Dima, we've got Hefford, and we've got the Flying Dutchman of Ewan Bramer. Here we go. Sean Yonye's blocking off Dan Hunt once more. Dima's trying to make the inside move over Tom Griffiths. Oh, he's gone. There he is, back on track. He did make that through. Hefford's going to send it 3 wide down into turn 3. Here we go. There's got to be a pinch point somewhere. Oh, Steve. He did manage to make it through. Now Jamie Ayres has also got a run on Ewan Bramer further back. It's all going to go off here, Zach. This turn 5 is going to be vital for all of these 6 cars here. Jamie Ayres is on the grass. You can't go that way, mate. Steve Hefford, is he going to swap to the inside? Surely he's got to swap to the inside. Dima's coming. Dima's going to come. You've left the door open. He's going to get 2 for 1. Lee Dima past Steve Hefford, past Tom Griffiths. Ewan Bramer almost comes through as well. What an absolute stellar move from Lee Dima there.
Yeah, it was absolutely sensational. What racing that we've got going on here. I have to say, absolutely nothing, James. Absolutely nothing. Ralph Cullinan, by the way, 2 seconds up in front. 1 lap after this. Yeah, one lap after this. I mean, to be fair, Ralph Cullinan, he could do this. I have faith. Tom Griffiths is in 4th place as well on the back of Ewan Bramer, so a podium, maybe even a 2nd place is on the cards there. There's just so much going on, so many possibilities. But Ralph Cullinan, he's just gone. And fair play to him. Like, he looked behind him, he saw what was going on, and he was like, nah, don't want to in a bit, boys. And now he's been able to grow the biggest gap inside the top 10.
I believe Stuart Rice said, well, that was a phrasing moment. So clearly I missed something there as well. Ewan Bramer's now gone up the inside of Lee Dima with Tom Griffiths, Jamie Ayres. Hefford's off the side of the circuit once more. Ralph Cullinan here, a big stat going on through this. Ralph Cullinan is the only man who's not lost or gained any positions. He has got out in front. I'm not going to say he's led because we have had some lean changes here. But for Ralph Cullinan, he's got one more lap to go. Can he do it? My boy's all the way down in 11th. Check up on your picks at the moment. Tom Griffiths is in 4th. Then we've got Ewan Bramer for Phil, who's in 3rd. Then we've got Sylvester. Where is Sylvester? He is all the way down here in 19th for David Ayres. But at the moment, they're 3 wide going into turn 1 once more here. And I'm sure Zach will tell me what I've missed on this break on the final lap. Ralph Cullinan has got 1 more lap to hold it. The Irishman with his whiskey, with his Guinness. He's rocking out the front at the moment. Can he do this one more time? Can he get this one more time? He's got 1.3 seconds down the marine sweep. He should be safe. Can Ralph Cullinan take his first ever win? What is going to happen behind? I'm sure there's going to be chaos. As Owens is in now having a go at Dima. Jamie Ayres is trying to have a go at Hunt, and Ewan Bramer and Tom Griffiths trying to cement their positions at the moment. Here we go. He's not gone long. Ralph Cullinan's, no! Dima into Griffiths! Oh no! steam has gone into the side of Griffiths on the final lap. That is not ideal for Tom Griffiths. Or you.
No, it's not. No, it's not. One race, please. Just one. I deserve nice things, right? Surely. One of these days, I'm going to get a full clean sweep. Fastest laps and everything. But no, not today. Not Road America. It's whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Ralph Cullinan, by the way, if he hangs on for 4 more corners, he's won this.
Yep. He has, but I can guarantee he's taking this lap slower than he should be. Because purely out of making sure he gets to the end. Look at Bramer. Bramer is coming. And I've got to be honest, I've known Ewan Bramer for a very long time. But I still, God blimey, do I want Ralph Cullinan to hold on? Is he going to be able to do it? Ralph, cover him off. Cover him off. The Irishman now with Ewan Bramer. This is the battle for the lead. Ralph Cullinan puts it in the 13. He lets the car drift out wide. He covers off the inside. You've surely got to cover off the inside, Ralph. Round 14 he goes. This is it. The final run for the Irishman. Is Ralph Cullinan. Is he going to be able to hold on as they go under the bridge for the final time? Bramer pulls out. It's going to be neck and neck. It's going to be neck and neck. Who's going to get it as they go over the line? It's going to be Bramer. Oh, snatched it. He snatched it by a nose, Zach Sweeney.
Oh, Ralph Cullinan. Oh, Ralph. There was nothing in that. Literally nothing. On the live timing, it literally says 0. Because obviously that only goes down to the 100th. But he's got to be gutted, surely. Surely he's going to be fuming.
So close for Ralph Cullinan. So close for his first win. Bramer picked him. I would have followed Bramer across if I was Cullinan. I would have known what he would have done and literally followed him over. Just carried on and squeezed him as much as I could. I'm not saying put him in the wall. I'm saying that obviously just squeeze him a little bit. Give him something to think about. But yeah. Well, there you go. Oh, John Sylvester is going to be the last man over the line. There he is in that very battered MX5, unfortunately. He goes over and finishes off race number 2. Let's bring you up the results here as well. Ewan Bramer is your winner by from Ralph Cullinan, 0.021 of a second. Jamie Ayres in 3rd, Miles Owens in 4th, Dan Hunt in 5th. Then you got Arnold Chagnon in 6th, Darrell Wright in 7th, Steve Hefford in 8th, Alexander Longo 9th, Dale Benison 10th, Mick Barry 11th, and Tom Griffiths down in 12th. Lee Deemer, Roger Morton, Andy Littler, Charles Kellerman, Sir Alan Toon and Callum McPherson round off the top 18. Then you got Sylvester Newman McLean there as well, your top 21. Right, guys, we're going to take a bit of a short break now as well. Before we come back, don't forget it is a complete random reverse for race 3. Get your picks in now, but me and Zach will see you after this short break. Okay, guys, we are back for race 3 here for the UK SimRacers. Once more, I am still James Parfitt. I'm still joined in the booth by Mr. Zach Sweeney. Don't forget, if you do want to pick, it is completely random race 3. Ria's gone Newman, Phil's gone Ayres, Ayres has gone Ayres. Zach Sweeney has gone Steve Hefford, and I've gone Ewan Bramer for this one. The session will be coming to an end in the next couple of minutes there as well, but for poor old Ralph Cullinan, has got to be licking his wounds there, Zach. He's got to be gutted. He lost it by 0.2 of a second, 0.02 of a second as well going over that line. He's got to be upset with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've all been there. Well, we probably haven't, to be fair.
No.
Where we've just been robbed. It's ridiculous because he's worked so hard all race for the run to the line, and then it's just not happened, right? That run to the line, he's worked for 15 minutes straight, thinking into the final quarter, I'm gonna win. No, because you know what? Somehow he's just managed to put his foot down on the outside and has just completely mugged him, which is fair enough. I mean, full credit to Ewan Bramer in that regard. I mean, he must be completely chuffed. There's two sides of the spectrum. You're gonna be absolutely gutted if you're Ralph Cullinan, but you're gonna be like screaming your way across the line. I can guarantee both of them were in their chairs, like scooting back and forwards, like trying to get some extra speed. And then obviously across the line, and they wait for it to show the results, and then it's either going to be full of laughter and relief, or some not very nice words that would probably need a bleep machine for, especially Ralph Cullinan, because he's Irish, so probably not some very nice words coming out of his mouth. But obviously the two sides of the spectrum there. I mean, for Ralph Cullinan, that is gutting. Ewan Bramer's won enough. Ralph Cullinan hasn't, so it would have been nice to see him. But a lot of positives there, because for Cullinan, he was 0.002 off a win, which, when you think about it, is basically a win. Like, he had the pace to win that race. If he had literally put his foot down 0.002 of a second quicker on the exit of the final corner, he'd have won. But unfortunately, he didn't. But the point is that I'm trying to make is that there are positives to take. He was quick enough to win that race.
Yeah,
he could have won that race. He got a podium. He got loads of points. So obviously, it's not really something you can solve someone with. Oh, you've just lost a win, but your pace was good. You were quick. It's like, cheers, mate. I wanted to win. But still, the positives you can take out of that is that he did deserve to win that race.
Yeah, absolutely. Fully agree. Don't forget, guys, to like the broadcast as well. Subscribe, turn on the bells if you haven't already, so you don't miss any of the action we've got coming up this week. We've got GT4s, we've got TCRs, we've got some NASCARs, I think, this week as well, coming up on Friday night, Saturday morning. There's VWSC coming back as well from R Factor. There's the 2F3s on Sunday, so there's a lot going on here on the JPB YouTube channel. But then again, I suppose the answer really should be, when isn't there a lot going on the JPB YouTube channel? So there we go. Don't forget as well, guys, the Big Dreams Little Voices event is out. You can get yourself signed up for that one. Head over to jpbbroadcasting.com/BDLV and you can get yourself in the BDLV event. 6 hours of Brands Hatch, GT4s and TCRs we've gone for this time. So you can get yourselves involved if you fancy taking part. 1 p.m. the session will open on the 26th of November GMT. It will be by that point, because obviously these wonderful daylight savings. So if you do want to get signed up, get yourself signed up. It's £15 per team, 3 drivers per team maximum, 2 drivers per team minimum. It's not a solo event. As much as I would love to see people do 6 hours, we are not doing 6 hours. If you haven't joined the JPB Leagues Discord, please do. There is a section under BDLV for people looking for a team, so I'm sure somebody somewhere will team up with you to run this great event. We do have a target this time. We smashed it last time, but we're going to go for £2,000 again if we can. That would be absolutely amazing. All money to the charity. Don't forget, JBB make absolutely nothing out of putting up this event. 100% to the charity. Here is the grid for race 3. Arnold Chagnon, Darrell Wright, Ewan Bramer, Miles Owens, Lee Dima, your top 5. Then you got Dan Hunt, Darrell McLean, Roger Morton, Steve Pepper, Jamie Ayres, Andy Littler, and Alexander Longo. Then behind that, Pete Newman, Sir Alan Toon, Tom Griffiths, Charles Kellerman, John Sylvester, Ralph Cullinan, Callum McPherson, Dale Bennison, and Mick Barry. I've read it quickly because they are on the start line already. They are going to be up and going once more here. It will all kick off very, very shortly. Let's see what happens here as well as we're in race 3. One more to go. It is the top 10 reverse for race 4, top 10 for race 4. Okay, so keep an eye on who you're going to pick for race 4, but the lights are on and it is green, green, green. Sean Yonye, Darryl Wright, Ewan Bramer, Miles Owens on that run down into turn 1 now. Here they all are. Tom Griffiths is sat at the back at the moment as well. He's about sitting down in 15th, 14th place now, but Ewan Bramer's on the charge here. The Dutchman, he has gone through into second place, closely followed by his SOP teammate of Miles Owens, but Sean Yonye is putting up a fight. So is Lee Deemer as he's coming down into turn 3 now. Deemer on the inside of Darryl Wright. He is going to go through. What about Dan Hunt? He's going to go through. Darryl Wright is on a drive to survive at the moment there, Zach. He's dropping down the order. He's lost 4 places already.
Not the start header wanted by any stretch of the imagination, but still a lot of race left to go. I mean, to be fair, I was going to try and console some way of that, but it's when it's Sean Yonye leading and you're down 4 places, it's not really too great. Dan Hunt under a little bit of pressure from Lee Deemer, but out in front, Ewan Bramer, I have to say, he could well go for 2 wins this evening, maybe even 3, depending on how race 4 goes for him. Of course, we've got a long way to go in race 3 yet, but on raw pace, Ewan Bramer is the quickest man, I think, around this circuit, on race pace, of course. Not quite in quali pace, but race pace by absolutely. I mean, he's aggressive, he's confident, he's precise, and he picks his way through really nicely. So let's see what's in store for the Flying Dutchman as he's practically pushing Sean Yonye through. The thing is that, not to sort of discredit Sean Yonye or anything, but naturally he is going to be a bit slower than these guys. If Bramer can get through and use, even if it's half a lap, to build a buffer to the likes of Owens and Hunt and Deemer, that's half a lap that he doesn't have to worry about later on. So get past Sean Yonye as soon as you can and try and just run away with it. But obviously for Sean Yonye, a win overall is a win overall. That is huge points.
Yeah, absolutely. Here comes Ewan Bramer, who's going to take the outside line, going down in the Canada corner, which I think is going to become the inside very, very quickly. I think he's already cleared Sean Yonye. Miles Owens is trying to go with his teammate as well. He needs really Sean Yonye and Owens to have a little bit of a battle for about a few corners will probably do him. The gap's starting to extend a little bit at the moment. 2 tenths. Is he going to get to 3 tenths by the start-finish line? Because he needs that gap to survive that run down that long straightaway at the moment. Jamie Az is in the middle behind Steve Efford and Pete Newman. Once more, they're on that long straight for the first time this evening in race 3. And now we've got Dan Hunt, who is trying to make his way through as well. He's going to go past Miles Owens. Sean Yonye gives the toe to Dan Hunt. He's giving him the drive through. Hunt's trying to come through the middle. Is he going to make it 3 wide? Ewan Bramer needs a bump. He needs a bump quick because Dan Hunt is on his way here, and Dan Hunt is going to get 2 places. He does make it up into second. Can he make it up to first? Bramer tries to come over and covers him off as they go on to that run into 3. Bramer's going to be on the outside here, Zach. He's got the marine sweep to try and make this position back, but Dan Hunt come through 3 places there.
Dan Hunt obviously showcasing his immense amount of experience. He is a driver that knows how to race and is right now showcasing that in full force. You can see in the background Lee Deemer moving his way alongside Miles Owens. That's the fight for 4th. Also check out Ewan Bramer, could potentially go for a counter-attack. No space on the inside, so Bramer's going to opt to go defensive with Dan Hunt, which there's nothing wrong with that. As we go here, Pete Newman trying to pick his way through on everyone, really. He's got Tom Griffiths, Steve Hefford, Darren McLean all to fight with us side by side as they rise up over the hill. It's Hefford on the inside of McLean. He finds his way up in a 7th place and nicely done in that regard. Still the entirety of the top 12 all in one long train, keeping each other honest, and we've still got 11 minutes left to go.
Yeah, there's a 3.5 second gap between 1st and 12th at the moment. It goes out a little bit when it gets to Littler in 13th, but he's got Kellerman for company as well as Hefford runs onto the little bit of a grass there. Darren McLean has lost a place to Pete Newman. He's going to go round the outside. Is Newman round the carousel? He goes, he takes that position away. Ewan Bramer's still going to go through it here once more. Is he going to be able to get this done over Dan Hunt through the kink into the right-hander they go, the very fast corner. Now it's the run down into Canada corner. Which way is Hunt going to go? He's going to force Bramer to go to the outside. Hunt's going to have that inside line into 12. Is he going to be able to make it through the Dutchman? He does make it through. Hunt settles in behind him. Chagnon still in there as well for the arms. He's still doing a great job here. Still nestled in that front position, in that top three. Can he get the overall? He's being pushed along by Miles Owens. Owens giving Chagnon a little bit of a bump there as well. Dima goes a little bit wide. He manages to hold on. Slight contact with Dan Hunt there. Now they go on to this long straightaway once more. And this is where the positions are going to swap, I think, Zach. This is where they're just going to continue going back and forth as Jamie Ayres looks like he's going to get lead, Dima.
Yeah, you think so. It should be a fairly easy affair as they run their way into turn number 1. You can also see Chagnon and Owens as well just ahead, fighting quite closely. Dan Hunt fighting to the inside of Bramer. Let's have a look as to who's going to be the one coming out on top in that particular affair. 3 rows of 2 essentially going into turn number 1. Those 3 couplets as the up and under potentially could well be there for Ewan Bramer into the second braking zone of the circuit. Still side by side in behind as well as Chagnon picks his way through into 3rd place overall. Still fighting with the big dogs out in front. Over half the race still to go. We're only 6 minutes of the way through and we've still got the entirety of the top 11 now in this long train that spans all the way to John Sylvester in 11th place. Dan Hunt leads from Bramer, who's now going to be looking to go to the inside, but it's not a plain sailing move, especially when Dan Hunt's on the prowl.
Yeah, he is. Hunt's going to give him space. Owens has given Chagnon space as well. Owens had to take a little bit of evasive move. Chagnon running a little bit too deep there, too wide, going up into turn 6. Bramer on the in front now. He takes it on the exit of 6. Now we've got Hunt. We've still got Chagnon. We've still got Owens. We've still got Ayres. As we say, we've got that top 11. Bramer's on the defensive. Chagnon's gone defensive. He's going to force Hunt round the outside. Is Bramer now as well. He holds on. Chagnon is still holding on to this 3rd place, doing a stellar job at the moment with Miles Owens, who's not able to get past here either. Miles Owens cannot make that room. He just can't get past at the moment, Zach. Chagnon is a bit of a cork in the bottle, but he's doing a great job, don't get me wrong, and deserves to be there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if he didn't deserve to be there, he wouldn't be there. Also, Miles Owens, oh my goodness me, that was almost perfection. It was so risky, so on the limit, and nearly worked out for him. But what it's done is actually allowed Jamie Ayres to benefit. He's up 2 places into 3rd already just from that move, up 7 net from where he started. Inside line into Canada corner, and it's Jamie Ayres up now into 3rd place, making best use of Miles Owens trying to go for a heroic send to the outside of the kink. Didn't quite work out for the SOB machine on that particular occasion, but my word, was it a good attempt.
Yeah, Newman's also in this pack as well there. It's going to be Bramer and Hunt on to the start-finish straight once more for lap 3. Chagnon's up the side of the circuit. Owens gives him room to come back on. Sylvester's in the mix with still with Hefford in front of him. Tom Griffiths fighting out. Here comes Pete Newman. He's going to try and make this move. Now down into turn 1 is Pete Newman. He's having a good old go. He makes it over. Chagnon he needs a bit of a bump. The front 2 are side by side as well with Dan Hunt and also Ewan Bramer as they're going into turn 1. They're still side by side. Hunt does come through this time around. Now Bramer's going to try the attack down into turn 3. Surely he's got to be looking for the inside, or is he just going to sit there, Zach, and wait for that turn 5 run? Because if he does, it's a risky move with Jamie Ayres right behind him.
Yeah, that is true. You have to be mindful both looking forwards and backwards in these battles, because it's so easy to just, make them defend, break early, go for a cutback. But when you've got a driver behind you, you break early and the inside's open, they're going to fill it and you're going to lose a place trying to set up what could well be a move for the lead. However, Jamie Ayres, he goes for the move for second, since it's so late, has the agility, but a bit of a slide on the exit. You've then got Pete Newman trying to capitalise up over the crest into turn 6. Inside line for Bramer, and then Jamie Ayres trying to hold his nose around the outside. He's just about been able to keep his foot in. Is it enough going into 7? No. not quite. But yeah, Bramer obviously looking forwards and backwards, but now probably only backwards because Hunt is getting away thanks to this battling. These two need to pack it in, at least for the next couple of corners while they can reclose that gap.
Yeah, I fully agree. We've only got 2 laps to go here as well. 6-lap race, don't forget, as we're coming in. So we're on lap 4 now. Hunt and Bramer, Ayres, Newman. There's been an accident at the back with Steve Hefford. Oh, there has been an accident, a big accident with Hefford and Dima by the looks of things. Here once more, Dima's in the front there with the lights on. He spins it up, he locks it, comes out of the curb. Slight nudge there as well. Oh, Dima gets tagged, Hefford gets tagged from Darryl McLean. And unfortunately, that's for Steve Hefford all the way down the order. Both men have lost bumpers there. Not a good look at the moment for Steve Hefford. But up that battle up front, Dan Hunt and Ewan Bramer and Jamie Ayres and Pete Newman still finding out these top 5 as well. Chanonier's gone down. He's now under attack from the looming Tom Griffiths, who's also going to try and have a go coming out of this last corner. Surely he's not going to want to make a move before then. What is Newman going to do? I would not be surprised if we get a 3-for-1 special for Pete Newman.
I would very much agree. I think he could well be able to take this win if things go well for him again. He can get himself into the lead. The question is, can he keep it? But with 2 laps left to go in this race, this is why there is a little bit of a hazard with straight lines, because you've got cars going 3 wide. Bramer on the inside, Hunt pinched in the middle, Jamie Ayres trying to go the long way round, and here comes Pete Newman. He's got the up and under, close to contact with Jamie Ayres as they run their way slightly downhill towards the next braking zone at what is usually turn number 3. And now, of course, the most important corner, all about this exit down this back straight. Not quite the progress I'd expect from Pete Newman. I thought honestly he'd get more stuck in than that.
Yeah, he did, but one man that is not gonna be backing out is Jamie Ayres. He's gonna go with Hunt as well. There goes Bramer on the right hand side. You can see it now. That draft, that push, that bump draft, it is just too strong. Jamie Ayres gets it on the brakes. Is Bramer gonna run him around the outside of turn 5? He is. He's onto that gravel. He's gonna spit up a little bit, but he's keeping his foot in. Is the Dutchman. Now Jamie Ayres into 6. This should be Ayres' corner. This should be Ayres' corner. It might be Ayres' corner, but what's it going to be coming into turn 7? It's still Jamie Ayres who makes it through, and now Bramer's down to 3rd, and Hunt is into 4th. They're dropping Chanonier, but Chanonier is still playing his part there, Zach. I think primarily because of the fact of where he is in the overalls at the moment. The likes of Griffiths, Owens can't get past him, and that's the problem.
Yeah. And they are just making a brick wall, forcing themselves to be as wide as possible. And it is tough when you've got so many different drivers battling ahead of you, because they sort of make their own defense by attacking each other, because there's only so many cars that can go side by side at a time. And you've got to be careful. You've got to think about your race, not only sort of the responsibility you carry for yourself, but also others. And if you send a move 4 wide, you're responsible for the races of 4 cars. Anything can go wrong at that point, and you have to be mindful. So, of course, be careful and do get stuck in when you've got cars fighting for the lead, because these are the times to strike. But just be careful. Don't act too quickly. Just make sure you're making the right moves at the right time. But now onto the final lap, you can't really wait around for the perfect opportunity. You just have to take anything you can get.
And now here we go. Ewan Bramer, Jamie Ayres, and Dan Hunt, Pete Newman, who's going to get this one here once more. Bramer's pulled out. I think he's gone a little bit too early. I don't believe he's going to have enough. He might try here as well, but Ayres is just slipstreaming Dan Hunt. Now they're closing on Hunt. If Hunt doesn't come over and block Bramer, Bramer's got the ideal opportunity to take this move down into turn 1. He is going to go for it. Is the Dutchman. They're going to run side by side. He's giving room to get back on. Now through turn 3, 2 wide, almost 2 deep, with Ayres and Newman as well. Ewan Bramer, has he gone too early though, Zach? Has he got the move done too early? Because really, in ideal, these two want to run side by side down this marine sweep to stop any of the Ayres and Newman coming through at the moment. They may have done it and done a good job. For Jamie Ayres, he's now got to pick a side. Where does he go? Where does Newman go? Hunt still a little bit at the moment out in front. They're still side by side, but here comes Ayres. Ayres. Here comes Newman as well. Bramer's going to hold on, I think. Can he get it locked up? Stop Dan Hunt getting a cut back. He has done, but Jamie Ayres has got the move as well as he comes up the hill into turn 6 at the moment. Jamie Ayres didn't make it, but Bramer has got Canada corner to go, Zach, and that run to the line. Is he going to be able to hold this? Because we saw what happened with him and Ralph Cullinan.
Yeah, we did. It's going to be tough. I mean, it would be the perfect, I suppose, duality for Ewan Bramer to be the one that does benefit from it, and then the one to lose the race from it. But I think if those three continue to do what they're doing right now, like they're doing through the carousel, then Ewan Bramer should be absolutely fine. But they all settle down into single file before the apex, which means that Dan Hunt is going to be all over the rear end of Ewan Bramer. They've got 4 corners left to go. Pete Newman going for this end into the kick. Please be careful. He gets given just a little bit of space by Jamie Ayres as a precaution. Now we've got a run into Canada corner. This is the time to strike. Outside line for Daniel Hunt. Potentially one of his final opportunities to go for a convincing move for the lead, and he's got himself ahead. Ewan Bramer under pressure from Jamie Ayres as well into Canada corner. Maybe this is the advantage for Ewan Bramer, though. Maybe he could replicate what he did to Ralph Cullinan.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's going to lose another position to Jamie Ayres here. Now it's all about how is this going to front work out? Is this going to have this run to the line for the final corner? They've got to keep it now. They've got to do this. Here we go. I don't think this is Bramer's. I don't think this is Bramer's. Hunt is weaving. Jamie Ayres is not tucked up right behind him at the moment. I don't think he's going to get him. Bramer's going to end up in 4th. Hunt is weaving according to the side of the circuit. It is Dan Hunt going over the line this time around. He is taking it there for Hunt and Ayres and Newman. So a great run from Newman with Bramer in 4th there. Bramer just didn't have it coming down to the line in the AMS. It was Channonier who took the victory. A great job from him. And he's now got Wright and Morton were behind him there as well. But that front battle kicked it off all the way through there, Zach. It was very hard to point the camera anywhere else with these guys battling as they were at the moment. And it's been tough. It's been a tough race for some of these as Sir Alan Toon comes over the line, takes 18th place. And Mick Barry will be the final one here as well. But that was a race 3 to remember. Top 10 reverse for race 4, okay? Top 10 reverse for race 4. So be aware on that one. It will be Darrell Wright, Cullinan, Sylvester, Channonier, Owens, Griffiths will be your grid order. But let's bring you up at the final race results here for race 3. Dan Hunt, it was your winner with Jamie Ayres in 2nd and Pete Newman in 3rd. Ewan Bramer in 4th. Tom Griffiths 5th and Miles Owens are your top 6. Arnold Channonier takes a win in the AMS in 7th with John Sylvester and Ralph Cullinan 8th and 9th. Darrell Wright and Roger Morton finish off that podium there as well. Callum McPherson, Dale Benison, Andy Littler, Alexander Longo, Lee Deemer, Charles Kellerman. They're in 17th with Sir Alan Toon behind him, and I believe Steve Heffer got a DNF in that one. Mick Barry, Darren McLean. Oh, Heffer did finish 2 laps down, mind you, so he might have got some points on the board, but not very many. So let's see. Phil across the pond being told off by Rhea there. You cannot pick Ayres for race 4, Phil. You did pick him in race 3. Zach Sweeney, race 4.
What is the reverse?
Top 10. Do you want to see the results one more time?
Please, that would be perfect. Ralph Cullinan.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Bramer, says David Ayres. Did you have Bramer already, Mr. Ayres? No, you haven't. I'll give you that one. Bramer. Let me know, Rhea and Phil, when you've stopped jostling with each other about whether or not he did pick him in race 3, and you did pick Ayres there, Phil. Sylvester for me. Newman. Okay, Phil. Rhea. Or have I missed Rhea's already? 2.5 minutes to go. let me know, Ria Subra, please. I did already. It's a reverse 10, but I'll keep my pick. Sylvester. Okay. Sorry, missed that one. So there we go. Final race of the evening, Mr. Sweeney. And it's been an interesting 3 races so far, isn't it? It's been great racing all evening, to be honest. Oh, as Miles says, GG, all great racing tonight. Yeah, it's been amazing.
It's true. And Miles Owens has actually done a decent job this evening as well. Not in time that's a surprise or anything. No. I've realised how that sounded.
No, you cannot backtrack now. You've done it. You've put yourself in the position to get slated. Miles Owens, go at him. Go on, Miles, get him.
Scary. Anyway, yeah, race 4 should be good.
You're pushing yourself to great dangerous heights here, Mr. Sir. I'm not gonna lie. Be careful.
If he's racing towards me, I'll be all right. I've got loads of time.
Oh. Miles Owens, he's being very naily tonight, is Zach Sweeney. He's got his nails out. So, yeah. Where is Holmes, by the way? I don't know. I haven't seen Brian Holmes tonight. I haven't seen him in chat either. When he's not racing, he's normally in chat. So, there we go. Don't forget, guys, 2 things as well. BDLV. Get signed up if you want to get yourselves involved in that one. Please, on the 26th of November, it's going to be a great night of racing. Don't forget the JPB merch store is also making its debut. It's now up and running properly. So if you want to go and get yourself a beanie or whatever else, head over to jpbroadcasting.com/merch, I believe it is. And you can go and have a look there. Holmes was in hospital. Last I heard, he was H9LE. Not sure what that means. But yeah, check with Brian Owens, make sure he's alright, because I didn't hear that he was in the hospital, mind you. It's okay, he's been in my mirrors all night. Oh, who? Brian Holmes? No, that's been Lee Deemer you've had in your mirrors.
Are you just having a casual conversation with YouTube chat?
Yeah.
Nice. I'll leave it to it. Have fun. I mean, these guys are alright.
These guys make the broadcast, mate. You have to respect your community that we build up here.
And they buy the t-shirts.
And they buy the t-shirts, yeah, as well. So, you know, at the end of the day, you've got to interact with our chat. We do talk. We don't have all of this interaction because we don't talk to them, Zach Sweeney. You know, we go into some races and nothing's happening because nobody responds to anything. Here is your grid for race 4, the final race of the evening. Darrell Wright's taking that pole position with Ralph Cullinan, John Sylvester, Arnold Chonier, Miles Owens, Tom Griffiths, Ewan Bramer, Pete Newman, Jamie Ayres and Dan Hunt. Then you've got Roger Morton, Callum McPherson, Dale Bennison, Andy Littler, Alexander Longo, Lee Deemer, Charles Kellerman, Sir Alan Toome, Mick Barry, Darren McLean and Steve Hefford at the back. I've read it really quickly because they're already on the grid. Once more here, these guys do not mess about for getting on the grid for race 4. We're going to be up and running. We're going to be racing very, very shortly. Here once more. Here we go. 15 minutes on the clock. Darrell Wright is out in front. Can this man do it, Zach? Can Ralph Cullinan do it as they go down into turn 1? Here once more as well. Darrell Wright, Ralph Cullinan, John Sylvester sitting there as well. Into turn 1 we go. Such a long run to turn 1. Miles Owens trying to go round the outside of the cork in the bottle that was Arnold Chonier in race 3. Cullinan's on the side of the grass. He's lost a position to Sylvester. He's lost a position to Chonier as well. The Irishman has done it again to himself as they're 3 wide with Newman, Griffiths and also Ewan Bramer and Jamie Ayres there, Zach. Not a great start from Ralph Cullinan. Kind of did it to himself again. No.
He'll be right. He'll recoup and he'll go again. I think he's obviously feeling the results of race 2, and that's coming back to haunt him. He doesn't want to make a mistake, so much so that he's being so overly cautious in this one. But there's Ascend, and oh my goodness me!
Ewan Bramer!
Oh well. He's ruined his 2 races now.
Ewan Bramer! But he does wait for Ralph Cullinan there. So give Bramer props. He could have just carried on, but he didn't. He waited for Ralph Cullinan. So a good job well done, Eamon Bramer. I'll give you that. You made the contact, you made the mistake, and then you waited and let everybody go through. So technically, Bramer's jeopardised his own race at the same time there, Zach. So yes, as much as your pick has now gone plummeting to the back of the field, and David Ayres' pick, you've got to give Bramer a little bit of credit for his sportsmanship.
That is true. Yeah. I suppose, but that's like killing your nan and then giving the family flowers. Like, it's just not really. I mean, it's a nice gesture, but it's like
what? Zach Sweeney, what do you mean killing your nan and then giving your family flowers? It's irrelevant. I see your point a little bit, I've got to be honest. I didn't want to give you too much credit. As we are too wide, too deep, going down into Canada corner now. Newman's trying to get out the inside of right. Sylvester's trying to stay there once more as well. But here comes a pure Sims of Pete Newman battling away with Darrell Wright. He's going to have the inside for 14. Wright's got to give him room to get back on. Sylvester gives him room as well as Newman almost takes it off the side of the circuit. Tom Griffiths is trying to get into it as well. For John Sylvester, he's got to slot in. There's door rubbing from Owens and Griffiths once more. Griffiths has also disappeared off the planet into the shadow realm. There's been contact further back with Darren McLean and Charles Kellerman as they've both gone down the order. But here comes Newman. There is Sean Yonye. He is out in front. Here comes Sylvester. Can Sean Yonye hang on to this one though, Zach? Can he be an overall and victor here this evening?
Maybe. I can see it, but it's I suppose obviously not to put anything down or anything, but he's going to need these guys to fight for second, not collectively as a group drive up to first, because then Chagnolet's in trouble, because then anything can happen. You could be Max Verstappen on this grid and still not win, purely because you're in a pack. And when you're in a pack, there are so many different variables, so much going on, so much slipstream, so much advantage, all this, that, and the other. And you just can't trust and feel secure in anything. So Sean Yonye, he needs to go and hope that Pete Newman continues to defend as Tom Griffiths. That's late on the break. He's got it stopped just. Nice.
Oh, blimey. Tom Griffiths there sent it in. He made that move. He had to make the move past Darrell Wright. Now Wright's got Jamie Ayres right beside him as well. Sean Yonye still out in front, but he has got the looming gentleman of the 118 Pure Sims Mazda 180 brake horsepower here, pushing up behind him with John Sylvester right behind him as well. He's got two very quick people coming here, Zach, and he's got to fight with them. How is that going to work out for Arnold Chagnolet? Worst things for John Sylvester. Newman gets through and he doesn't, because we know Chagnolet can defend. He did it throughout of race 3, so he can do it. And for Sylvester, he needs to make the move with Newman, doesn't he, to stand any chance of trying to stay with Newman in this one.
Yeah, and well, drive fast, you'll be all right, basically. But yeah, Sean Yonye under pressure. Pete Newman picks his way through quite nicely, and that happened a lot quicker than I expected it to, in all fairness. There goes John Sylvester to the left into Canada corner. A bit of a twitch under brakes as they slam onto the anchors, of course, but he didn't.
No, he didn't. He didn't get it there. I'm feeling for Sylvester now, because I know how quick Newman has been, and this man, you know, you would not bet against him and not say that he didn't deserve it, because Pete Newman, he does deserve it. He's had a rough evening. He took third in race, no, he didn't even take third in race 1. I think there was an incident with him there as well. So Newman's not been on the podium apart from race 3, where he took third place there. So nobody would begrudge this man this win, because he is quick, and for a man of his caliber, Zach, you would expect him to be further up the championship, but he seems to struggle on the reverse grids at times as they're going too wide, too deep down into turn 1. Newman in the pure sim, Sean Yonye in the yellow, or the bright luminous green, with Griffiths behind him, and Sylvester's on the inside of Sean Yonye now as well. For Arnold, Sean Yonye, he's got to stop the slide at the moment, and the only way he's going to be able to do that, if he can get the draft of the 118 of Newman. He isn't going to get it. Newman's giving it to Sylvester. Sylvester's getting pushed from Griffiths. This is going to be Chagnon down into 4th. It is. Is he going to be able to get it stopped down into 5? Tom Griffiths is coming once more on that run down into turn 5 now. Griffiths is going to have that inside line over Sylvester. What's happening further back? They're too wide almost as well. Low, Jamie Ayres gets a slide on there into Longo. Is he going to be able to hold it? Oh, Roger Morton. No! Jamie Ayres. That wasn't, for Jamie Ayres standard, that wasn't a good rejoin. Just watch poor old Andy Littler here come round the corner, and he's going to find a car there. I think Littler literally bricks it because he can see the recovering Jamie Ayres. There he goes. He tries to stop it. Oh, Mr. Ayres, you need to take a look at that one. As Chagnon now has got Sylvester battling out right behind him here as well as they're going round the kink. He's going to try and make it through Zach. That wasn't a good rejoin from Jamie Ayres, was it? I'm not going to lie.
No. You've got to be so careful, obviously. You know, just being aware of your surroundings. Obviously, press F3 on the black box, and you get the relative to everyone else. Pick a good space, and you know, try and not pull out in front of him essentially. But yeah, sometimes it's not really in your control. Obviously, whether you're maintaining speed from the spin or this, that, and the other, you do have to try your best. But sometimes it is unavoidable. So obviously, it doesn't speak to Jamie Ayres or anything like that. It doesn't take anything away from his ability. It's just one of those things that unfortunately do happen sometimes. Anyway, half the race to go. Griffiths, Newman, Chagnon, Sylvester, Hunt, Owens in a train, nose to tail with each other. Chagnon, still, to be fair to him, could win this race. Podium's probably more realistic, but he can see Pete Newman, and that's always a start.
Right, well, let's see what happens and whether or not Chagnon can hold on. He's held on to John Sylvester for another run down into that turn 1. Sylvester's going to try the outside. Chagnon has not really gone defensive. He's not really gone attacked here. Now Sylvester's going to have a go once more. He's going to try and see what happens. Can he defend from Sylvester? That draft from Griffiths is going to help him, though. I think that's the problem at the moment for Sylvester. He just can't make it up, because although Chagnon 6/10, he's still picking up a little bit. Sylvester's got to go. He has got to go now, because he's only got about 2 laps remaining here, and if he doesn't go, he's going to be stuck there. Now for Sylvester is his opportunity to now get onto the back of Griffiths. He's got to give Chagnon room for getting on. He takes his nose off now once more as well, and Sylvester is through into 3rd, and I'm expecting Sylvester to start opening up.
Yeah, you'd imagine, and he needs to bridge as much of a gap between himself and Chagnon as he can. Of course, for Chagnon, it's the exact opposite. He needs to be putting some pressure on, but unfortunately, it's only looking backwards as Dan Hunt goes to the outside of 7. That's nicely done if he can keep his foot in. It becomes the inside for the carousel, which is exactly where you want to be. Chagnon, yeah, that's his podium chances gone, I'd imagine. He's got Miles Owens all over the back of him, so I'll be honest, as good as it looked for a little while for Chagnon, I think 6th place is the best he's going to get.
Yeah, I think it is at the moment. I'll be surprised if Owens doesn't get through here as well. I'm surprised he doesn't get through. Sylvester and now Griffiths and now Newman. Here we go once more on the door, and we're down into Canada Corner here for what will be lap 4. We've got 5 and 6 to go. We've still got a 6-car train. Anything can happen. Steve Hefford's battling away with Callum McPherson further down the order here as well. Hefford takes that inside line at Canada Corner, does make it through. You can see the double right Lee Deemer battle commencing once more. There's action with Jamie Ayres further down the field, but the front runners are now getting on to this long start finish straight. Here we go again. 4 minutes on the clock. There's going to be this one and one more. Is this going to be Pete Newman's victory coming down to the line? Well, we've got Hunt and Sylvester at the moment. We've got Griffiths tucked up behind Newman. He's going to look at going out there on the outside of turn 3. Well, turn 1, sorry. Now it was almost too wide, too deep. Hunt does get Sylvester. Newman's running with Griffiths on the outside. Griffiths needs some room. Newman opens up the steering. Doesn't allow him through this time. For Tom Griffiths, he's got to go once more because these are coming. Hunt contact. Hunt contact. Door robin there with Tom Griffiths. Give him room. Now Sylvester's got a decision here, Zach. Which way does he go? Does he go left? Does he go right? And at the moment, he's gone to the left and he's got no one there to help him.
He doesn't, and now he's just going to get NASCAR'd. Essentially, as soon as you move offline, the line that no one else is on, and they just go past you.
Yeah.
It's as easy as that. Slipstreaming things is so insane, and that is why you see, obviously in NASCAR, a side-by-side for the lead, by the way. Dan Hunt tried to go to the outside of Pete Newman, who both are on wide. There goes Griffiths trying to get the up and under, but they all settle into single file. That's the thing sort of in NASCAR, is that you have those two lines, but they only work when they're substantial enough trains to slipstream each other, to sustain each other. If you've got 5 cars in one and 2 in the other, the 5 cars are going to be the one that's winning, let me tell you that much, because they all slipstream off each other, they all get the draft, and that's exactly what just happened there. As soon as you move offline, you'd be surprised how much slipstream works. It might seem like an invisible force, because it is, to be fair, and it might be one where you think, well, if I just move out, what's going to matter? My engine's doing 90% of the work anyway. Trust me, that 10% makes a difference, and these guys found that out the hard way, unfortunately. Sylvester down to 4th, Pete Newman still hanging on, but we are about to start the final lap of this race, the final lap of this evening. It comes down to Newman, Hunt, Griffiths and Sylvester.
It definitely does there as well. 1.2 seconds back to Sean Yonye with Miles Owen. Steamers a further 4 back from that as well. He's got company behind him once more with Darrell Wright and Roger Morton as these guys go past. Steve Evans in the mix as well, so it is going to be a very interesting battle. Dan Hunt there as well now takes up the lead. Contact with Newman. That's going to bring Griffiths in, and Sylvester once more. Griffiths is basically in that middle spot. He's got to look at, he's got to look behind, he's got to look in front, but for Sylvester, he's got them going there as well. So let's see what happens once more. Dan on the defensive. Sylvester cannot make that mistake again. He has to go with somebody here, because this last lap is going to be all or nothing for John Sylvester. It's going to be Dan Hunt, it's going to be Newman. Sylvester's picked Newman as his battle compadre going over the line. Now we've got that long run down into turn 1 here. Can these guys hold on? Is it going to be Newman around the outside? Is it going to be Sylvester around the outside? Well, at the moment it's going to be Pete Newman. He's going to keep his foot in here as well on the way down into turn 3. Newman now still on that outside line, so is Sylvester. It's going to be 2 banks of 2 going down in through turn 5. Sylvester needs to have it. No, you've got to get it off somebody. He's got to go to the right there, Zach. He cannot sit there at the moment unless he's going to hang Dan Hunt out to dry like a pair of undies.
Yeah, well, that's definitely one way of putting it. And, well, if you don't want to end up like a pair of his undies, then, well, don't put yourself in a position to be hung up. I don't know. Anyway, on the inside is Pete Newman. Dan Hunt tries to go to the outside. That is exactly what we saw this time a lap ago. This time, however, it's ended up with them continuing to go side by side. It's Hunt that has the outside, the swing, and he might well be able to get it. Is it a swing and a miss? No, it's not. It's continuing to go side by side. Dan Hunt once more, this time as the inside for 6 now as they run their way down the hill towards, well, into 7, I should say. Now they're going in towards 8. Right on board, you can see John Sylvester, and now we've connected the 2 trains. We've now got from 1st to 7th, all in contention. Probably only the top 3 that have really got a huge chance of going for it. There goes Griffiths, the up and under. Let's see what he's got in store.
Yeah, well, they've got the 4 now as well. I've got a message from Brian Holmes. He said, tell everybody he's fine. He isn't in hospital. He's just MIA this week. So Brian Holmes is fine, everybody. He said, thank you for your kind messages. But honestly, he is fine and he's not in hospital, all right? So there we go from Brian Holmes. Just taking a week's break at this moment in time, and a well-deserved break for Brian Holmes as well. He does do a lot of racing across that week, but here we go now into Canada corner for the final time. Sean Yonye's gone up the inside of Sylvester once more. That's really the last thing John Sylvester needed. He needs Owens to be pushing him along. What about Dan Hunt and Pete Newman? He is coming into the final corner. Is this going to be a Newman? Is this going to be a Hunt? Who do we want? Who do we want? Well, type it in chat really quickly. It's going to be Dan Hunt, I think. He's going to have it over Pete Newman as they come down into the line. Newman's going to be looking at pulling out. We're going to go onto the chopper. They're going to be side by side. Newman's not going to get there. It is Hunt. What about Sean Yonye? He did get Sylvester. Sylvester actually got Sean Yonye just on the line. What's happening further back with Yvonne Bramer, Steve Everett? They've come over the line as well. Callum McPherson doing a great job then you've got the Irishman, Ralph Cullinan, coming over the line. Jamie Ayres once more. Darren McLean now as well. And then we've got Andy Littler, who's going to be the last one over the line at the moment with Sir Alan Toon behind him. So great job there as well. Oh, well, that was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Nice racing, guys. Predictions-wise, I can't even remember who I went for. Oh, yeah, it was Cullinan, wasn't it? Yeah, good one, Zach. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, brilliant.
To be fair, though,
yeah,
that was an outside pick, and he was so close last time. I can understand why you went there. Because I would have gone there if you hadn't. But you did, so I could have. But there we go. Right, let's bring you up the feature race results here as well. And it is Dan Hunt, your winner from Pete Newman by 7 thousandths of a second with Tom Griffiths and Arnold Chagnon, John Sylvester and Miles Owens. He's your top 6. Chagnon winning the AMs. Longo in second in 7th. Then we've got Bramer 8th, Hefford 9th, Darrell Wright, Lee finishes off the AM podium, sorry. Then you've got Roger Morton and Callum McPherson. Ralph Cullinan down in 13th. Darren McLean 14th. Jamie Ayres down in 15th. Andy Littler 16th. Sir Alan Toon 17th. And Lee Deemer in 18th. Then you've got Mick Barry, Charles Kellerman and Dale Benison, who did not finish this race. Where is PVG? Well, he's had a week off as well as old PVG. So there's a couple of people just taking weeks off. So, yeah, that's... Sometimes it's well deserved, I think. You know, I think everybody deserves a week away at some point, Zach, don't you think, when racing comes so as much as it does?
Yeah. I mean, everyone, you know, sometimes it gets too much. Sometimes you do just need to take a week off, whether it's work, you know, anything in life, you know, even if you enjoy it, even if it's your most favoriteest thing in the world, at some point you will need just a day, just chill. I mean, I know when I went on holiday in July for a week, I loved it. And obviously I was excited to get back to commentary because obviously I was going to London to do the Formula E thing. But I enjoyed just not having to prepare for a broadcast, not having to do it, essentially. And then it made when I came back even better because I'd had a week off. I was refreshed, I was revitalized, I was ready to go. But you enjoy the downtime. Everyone needs just a day to do nothing. So fair play to him.
I fully agree, and it was the same, obviously, when I ventured off to Spain for the week as well. So it was good, and everybody, as I say, you know, it's good for everybody's own mental health. It's good for your own body. Have a break when you need to, okay? So don't forget, go enjoy yourself time. But guys, and that is it. That's going to bring the end of this racing, and I think you can safely say we've had 4 epic races here at Road America. Thank you so much to everybody as well. Rhea, David Ayres, everybody else, Phil across the pond, my boy there as well, who's started the rumour of he was in hospital when he weren't. Miles Owens once more. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, guys, as well, merch stores open, BDLV's open. Look for the announcements this week for next season's leagues of the Clios, the TCRs, and also the GT4s. We're going to hopefully try and get them all done by the middle of next week at the latest, ready for the following week. But for now, guys, from myself, I've been James Parfitt up here in the booth with Zach Sweeney. For now, as always, take care. Have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.